Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Premier Gaming Call of Duty preview event. It has been teased as the event where we yell at people to use the bot right. My name is TJ, joined by Nibiria. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm good.
I'm
excited
sign up for a tournament using a bot?
Did you know that you can, TJ?
Whoa!
Using our sponsor's bot. Believe it or not. Do you want to explain a little bit more to the folks at home?
I mean, that seems like we're coming off kind of hard there, but okay.
Yeah,
sure.
You know what? Sometimes, TJ, you just got to go with a hard line to hook them fast.
Right, you gotta make them feel like a king who's worthy of being sold to and worthy of competing in tournaments using Tournament Kings. If you'd like to sign up for the Premier Gaming Tournament upcoming next weekend with $1,000 on the line, all you've got to do is head over to the Premier Gaming Discord, head over to the Premier Call of Duty channel, and engage with the bot that says Tournament Kings bot. Because our sponsor, Tournament Kings, organizes the tournaments and sponsors the tournaments using their cool Discord bot. And it's very cool. And it's very easy. You just click the React button, and then it messages you and talks you through signing up and everything. We also have a video in the channel that can help you do all that. I feel like I've got
TJ, I was going to talk about the video. I was excited to talk about our sponsors, Tournament Kings' great tutorial video available on their YouTube now.
It's got jokes. Like, actually way overboard. Anyway, it's got better jokes than we do. We're starting things off with a little bit of a show match this week, a show tournament. We have $50 on the line, and we have 4 teams that are already signed up, that are already ready to go. Yep. We're going to be watching Easy Gaming take on Team Ferox first. Then we will be, later on, moving into Hold Up. This is the sound of me swiping over to the bracket, where you can see the Machine Gun Nest facing off against... could you pronounce the other team name, Matt?
I'm going to guess that it's something like eSports.
All right. It's off eSports, but there's a line through the O, which in my experience means that it's a lowercase O. So you say it, like, real quietly.
Oh, eSports.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
See, that's really hard. That's really hard, though, TJ, because you go from the O to something that can't have volume whatsoever. You can't have a loud F without it just being, like, whispering very loudly. Like, oh, eSports. Doesn't... I don't know. It's a very soft team name. I respect it.
Yeah, it's got art to it. We're currently waiting. If you're like, whoa, what's going on? This screen's still green. Well, it was purple until I was told to make it green. So it's green now, and you're going to be looking at it until the lobby starts. We have... It looks like everyone in the lobby. I was going to count, but it's 10. We have 10 people in the lobby. Which
no counting required. We're
going to start soon. Do you understand the format well enough to explain it for maps and stuff?
I can explain it, but you'll have to come back and fix it anyways, so why don't you start with it, TJ?
Okay. That's real good being upfront about that.
I do my best.
We're going to start on the home map for whichever team is playing on the top side, the home side of the bracket. In this case, that is Easy Gaming. Their home map, I believe, is Nuketown. You can
firing range.
Correct me on that. See, you should have done it. Firing range, I believe, is their home map. So we're going to start on... Save me.
Firing range. Domination.
Domination, and then go to Search and Destroy and back and forth until we've completed a best of 5. Now, there's a minor tech issue.
What's that, TJ?
And that is that our bracket is backwards. And it is Team Ferox, who are apparently the home team. So we're going to Nuketown.
Oh. All right, then.
Welcome to Nuketown.
Thanks, TJ. I'm excited to be here. But, of course, this is Domination. We've got 15 seconds before we roll into the game. This map is so much fun, especially if you can get a spawn flip going, but I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing that much today. A lot of the time last week, we didn't get to see a whole lot of variety. We just saw a lot of SMGs, and one team ended up going with double snipers. But now that we have 4 teams, we've got some strategies coming out. And it looks like blue side already going in with the multiple assault rifles. They're taking a lot A lot of pot shots here so far, TJ.
I'm watching X Kawaii. Oh my god, who tried to set up in a super aggressive peak position overlooking the map, these little window rooms. And he just got destroyed by Gun234, who's on the opposite side. And that highlights exactly what you were talking about, the rifles as opposed to pulling out a sniper, pulling out a little bit more variety, as we're seeing over on the Ferox side.
We did see a shotgun in the opener, but that's not going to be here anymore. It looks like, oh, XKY wasn't quite able to clear that point there. Bravo is under a lot of contention. Everyone's trying to make their way to it. It looks like for the time being, it's going to be held there by a easy team.
Yeah, that's Carnito doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the B point, which means it is currently 2 points in favor against Ferox as they try to push further forward. Easy Gaming stuck with only the C point. They've got Kawaii trying to work his way forward through the middle of the map, but they're getting shut down by Carnito's excellent rotates on the point itself. He's got good backup as well from KX Wolf.
But also look at where Gun234 is. He's been defending this point via sniper rifle for Bravo, just clearing out anyone who tries and walks through these sightlines and giving them such a positioning advantage at the moment. And no one's going in to shut him down whatsoever.
I like this attempt to kind of set up a flank around the right side here, you can see. It's just really easily denied by that rotate, though. And they're still not dealing with Gun234 up in the window, raining down death from above.
Still going to be alive, still going to take another one out, and he's just, so far, taking control of this game. 2 points still in the pockets there. Gun234 is still firing away, hasn't been stopped. It's just 4 points till the round's over, TJ. And this one, some quick domination coming out here from the red team.
They finally get their feet on the B point. Unfortunately, that is just as round one ends. We're halfway to the 100-point target, and it is 50 points in favor of Ferox, uncontested.
I believe that would be easy gaming there on the red side. Currently at 50.
You're right.
Gun234, man. He's Gun. Very enjoyable tidbit there was that he just entered his Discord name as I'm Gun, and I was really hoping that'd be his in-game name. Because he is Gun. So far, we've seen him just tear down through enemies. He does have 1 kill streak available at the moment. Hunter killer drone still there. Still hasn't been shut down. He's taking the same position as he did last map, even though they don't have the Bravo point available to them. Seems to be getting some clear sight lines, though, and 2 members so far down. He finally gets taken out. Easy Team losing a lot of their advantage that they gained in the first half of this set so far. Maxos firing out, trying to push into Bravo point, keep it defended there. Easy Team are trying to come in, try and make a capture.
Oh, that was
nice.
But
this Bravo point is so sticky.
X-Kawaii slit, they throw up the smokes to try and flip the point, then go power sliding through it. It is only Gun still alive. He's been taken down, and that might be a B point flip. It is Winter Rose to make it happen.
Halfway there, should be able to find it. Winter Rose goes down, though. Bravo point still over to Easy Team, 70 to 53 so far. They still have the advantage, but it is no longer as massive an advantage. At this point, Gun234 is taking a different position, staying on that sniper rifle, though. They're having such success with this cover fire from the back by him. Need another push out to the B point here, or things are going to look real bad, and Easy Gaming are going to be able to take this first set.
Yep, AC 3 points. This could be game. Kind of one last attempt here from Ferox, and they're struggling to get their feet out onto the point. Winter Rose and Maxos with the push, but they can't get Fury. Not round the side.
Trying to push through. Winter Rose still alive. Finally gets taken down. 3 members still remaining. Maxos gets taken down as well. That's everyone that was contesting the Bravo point down. Looks like 94 points already on the board. Easy Gaming should be able to take an easy win here in the first map. Just 3 points to go. Looks like they will be able to find it here. One more. 100, TJ. That's the first map going over to Easy Gaming.
Very, very well played. Easy Gaming constantly had it felt like better map control. I don't know if that's just because they were able to start things off on the right foot. And this was Ferox's home map, I believe. So they're like in trouble. But they consistently had that window room locked down with Gun234 there. And then Carnito, who actually did get the MVP here, did most of his work at ground level, bouncing back and forth between the trailers on the Nuketown, getting himself a whole bunch of free kills. Here is your endgame scoreboard, if you would like to see it. Carnito with 16 frags to himself. There's Guns KDA, though, to draw your attention to how passively he was playing 14-3 in the game.
I mean, he just found those positions where he could set up shop, sit there, and just snipe away, and nobody really challenged him the entire time. We saw him take 2 different angles. The first one, incredibly successful from that building. Once he was challenged there, he chose the second angle, and still only 3 deaths the entire time. So something needs to change here, because if he tries to run that again and Ferox don't pressure the sniper, you're just going to lose the whole series.
Yeah, it certainly would be a bad look. You know what I've just noticed?
What's that, TJ?
I'm gonna throw us back over to this screen so the chat can enjoy it with us. I maybe didn't crop everything right.
Okay.
Welcome to Z Gaming, the brand new team previously known as EZ Gaming. Now
well, we do have to figure out, TJ, are they an American team or are they Canadian or European? Because
you're right, Zed Gaming.
If the latter, it could be Zed Gaming.
We're going to be heading into Search and Destroy right next. I am a little bit worried. Before we go to Search and Destroy, I do just want to mention, I noticed Gun234 was using a UAV during that last round. I think he used a hunter-killer drone as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like the big important tournament yet, but my understanding of the rules heading into this is that you're not supposed to use the score streaks. So I just want to call that out as something that needs clarification.
Teacher.
I was trying to get clarification of it during the game. I apologize if I was a little bit quiet. I was like trying to make sure that we're all on the same page there. I think it may have just been a little bit of miscommunication to do with the rules, but hopefully that gets resolved. I'm going to say it a positive and upbeat.
That could have sounded a little more positive and upbeat, TJ, to be honest. Hopefully that gets resolved.
Nice.
Sort of the energy you were giving off there.
Okay.
That's okay.
It's being clarified by the admins in the lobby. And it looks like the map won't be replayed.
Okay.
Well,
now we know.
So the map won't be replayed. It's been clarified. Gun234 apologized. He used the UAV and said he fat-fingered it by instinct. You know how it is. You've played tons and tons of hours of the game, and you just automatically press the button.
Yeah, I know what it's like to get frequent kill streaks enough that would become muscle memory.
Oh my god, poor Matt. You know, when I'm landing sick frags, I just have muscle memory for triggering the nuke. Because it happens so often.
Oh, of course, right. I have muscle memory for triggering the change windows button on Android and closing it. Because I lose so often.
For rage quitting the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just having a bad time. It's just like, it'll fill back up.
Current score 1-0 to Easy Gaming. And it looks like we'll be heading to map 2, which will be Search and Destroy. I think on firing range.
It seems like it's still under contention, but I believe we are having a map switch, yeah. TJ, I'm going to be entirely honest with you for a second here.
No?
I just want to see a shotgun. What? No? All right, I don't want to see any shotguns whatsoever. Shotgun, never met him.
The problem with shotguns is that why would you use a shotgun when the sniper rifle is pretty effective at close range?
Style points?
Like, if you're using a sniper rifle, it also has the scope for long range, but if you're directed at close range, you know somebody's coming around the corner, you can hard scope the corner and one-shot them. If you're using a shotgun, and you know somebody's coming around the corner, you can hard zoom in on the corner and one-shot them. Big problem, that shotgun isn't going to work at range like a sniper rifle would. So why would you use it?
Because you have an 8x scope for it. That's the solution here, TJ. Clearly, the only problem is the level of zoom for the shotgun.
Can you get an 8x scope on the shotgun?
I actually want to find out. I really want to find out now.
I really don't think... Hold on.
I've literally never touched
I've
the
never
shotgun.
looked at the customization options. I tried to play with the shotgun
No, because
once.
you saw it once you played it and you were like,
I was like, oh, I wonder if this shotgun's as bad as the Call of Duty shotguns normally are. And it was.
Yeah.
So I stopped. In general, the problem Call of Duty shotguns have is just that, like, they exist in a game with quickscoping and SMGs. Like, why would you use a shotgun in a game with both quickscoping and SMGs?
The style points. Come on, man. You can't tell me that just running into someone, like, remember that smoke play where there's the smoke down, you slide into them, come out of that with a shotgun.
If you're telling me that a shotgun in Call of Duty is style points, then you also think that, like, a bow tie and tweed is style points, which I'm not saying it's...
Hello?
Which I'm not saying it's not. You do you, man. I'm just saying that the second you use shotgun in Call of Duty, no one is going to talk to you at lunch.
It's like you don't even subscribe to Tweety Professors Weekly. I can't believe you talking about bow ties and tweed that negatively.
Okay, hold up. While we're waiting for all the players... Oh, hang on. Okay. All right. We'll have to answer that question in a moment. I was going to, like, look at the actual loadout thing, but I don't have time because we're into map number 2. Welcome to Search and Destroy. We're on Raid. 1-0 to Easy Gaming.
Huh. Okay. 1-0 so far. Easy Gaming. As you said, 15 seconds till the round starts. Unfortunately, TJ, still no shotguns. But you know what? I'm still holding out hope. Holding out hope.
So this map, we were actually talking about it, goofing on it, before we started today. The LMGs on this map. Would you care to share a personal story?
Yeah, so TJ and I's favorite thing to do with the LNGs on this map is, well, you can wallbang people with frightening accuracy and efficacy, so just only shoot through the walls. Why would you ever shoot through air if you can still get kills through the walls with absolute ease?
There's just no reason to do anything else. Speaking of reason to do anything else, that's not a segue. The A point appears to be the focus for Easy Gaming. They're working their way through the poolside right now. Courtyard control is against them, but Ferox are already down a member as Clash falls.
Easy Gaming pushing together as a 5-man unit. They're looking towards the A point, as you said. About halfway there, they're getting met on the flanks by, looks like, Lunar Boy and Maxos. Maxos opening fire a little bit here. Gets taken down, though.
The backstab.
So Easy Gaming going to have an easy time. Bombs getting planted.
Lunar with the backstab, though, did get a kill. You have Winter Rose nearby, rushing into the point versus Gun. He'll go down, 2v3.
Next up to come in, Lunar Boy and Kawhi, the only two remaining, 2 versus 3. As you said, they need to find a good angle here. Lunar Boy taking some pot shots out. 30 seconds remaining until that bomb goes off. They need to find it. It's a 2 versus 2 now. Just Carnatio and AFK Fury still alive on the red side. Looks like they may be able to find the angle there.
That's your teammate.
That was fancy. All right. They're on the point. Need to get the defuse at this point. Lunar Boy in a 1 versus 2. Able to find one. Carnatio, last one standing for the side of his team. Lunar Boy incredibly low. Carnatio still full health. Are they going to be able to find it? He's going for the defuse at this point. He only has 4 seconds remaining. Not going to be able to find the kill, I don't think. Has to go for the defuse, but goes down. Going to be round 1. Going over to Easy.
That was really, 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 really rough. He was stuck on the bomb plant, trying his best to get the defuse out, but every time he started the defuse, he just got peeked. Every single time. And then all of a sudden, he has to stop the defuse, go out, take the fight. Brutal resets. It felt like they were a little bit uncoordinated throughout it, though. Lunar Boy started things off, pushing around the flank. They've tried to fix this by getting insanely aggressive. Maxos and Lunar Boy inside the spawn right now.
Got taken down. Lunar Boy in a whole lot of trouble. But it looks like there's one member defending on that A point, which is being pushed now by all of Easy. Looks like it will be XQI. He's going to take some pot shots out. He's all by himself, though, and I'm not really feeling for his safety right now. I am fearing for it at the moment. That is going to be a 3 versus 1 if he decides to take it. But it just doesn't look like Ferox has the organization they need to be able to contest this. They're trying to chase after Wolf at this point, but the bomb's getting planted. There's 37 seconds left in the round, and I don't know if they're going to be able to find this. Maxos goes down. Lots of trouble here for Ferox. They need to find a good angle here. 30 seconds remaining. 3 versus 3 so far on the map. Good angles coming out here. Blue side, Ferox taking a lot of damage though. Kawhi, can he find the frag? He will be able to get it. 2 versus 2 remaining. Kawhi and Winter Rose, it's up to them. They are 2 together. They need to find the better angle first. We'll be able to take down one. Rhea, the last one remaining. And I think this time they're actually going to be able to successfully defuse the bomb, TJ.
What are you doing, Rhea? Come on, hit at the angle.
Just go in. Just go.
He thought he'd found like a cool sniper angle, and he just went hard wide. I think the idea was you could jump scope from the rock there, but he couldn't see the bomb as it was being diffused. So that's an L for you. That's all I got for the analysis.
Wait, TJ, it's finally appropriate to say F's in the chat.
You're right. Call of Duty. Can we get an F in the chat to pay respect?
Nice.
Center courtyard control, when I've watched this map played in other tournaments, has been really important, but it's like not at all being contested here. Lunar Boy charged through it again, gets caught out with the nade in his hand. He's pushing the spawn, and they haven't noticed just yet.
He will be coming out. Lunar Boy, can he get a frag? We'll be able to find Rhea, but that is a 1-for-1 trade at this point. And Easy Gaming looking to push towards the upper side of the map this time. They're going to be able to find Maxos as well. They should be able to find Clash on the back end. He's trying to take some pot shots as he runs away. Is on the point trying to defend B as best he can. But he is against pretty much the entirety of Easy Gaming at this point. He's able to find one. Can he clutch it out? 2 more remaining for him to find. He's so low on health. Maybe able to find Fury. No, gets tagged down. And now that's 2 members on the point for Bravo. 2 versus 2 left on the map. The bomb should be planted in just a second here by Wolf.
What a good play from Clash. 1v2. Gets the double spray down. Can't find anything more, but that makes an opportunity. 1-for-1 now. Winter Rose in a 1v1. And he's got it. Very nicely done by Ferox to turn the tides. They've got their second round.
2-1 in favor of Ferox off the back end of that, and it keeps coming down to these clutch little fights, TJ, but this time Ferox just had the better angles, better frags coming out of it, and now Easy Gaming on the back foot, gonna need to find their way back into the series.
There's an old tale, search and destroy, any game mode like it. If you're playing defense on a point and you get 2 frags on entry, you've done your job. That is the bog standard, that is all you need to do. If you can get 2 frags when the other team's trying to take the position that you're holding, you have done the work you need to. Their Clash does it, and you see why that's the bog standard, because it means that if everyone else wins the 1v1, they win the round.
But now looking at the south side of the map, it looks like Easy Gaming are going to keep up with their strategy they've been using. Oh boy, what happened? What a... Was it an RPG to the face, TJ?
If I'm not mistaken, our boy Lunar tried to RPG a sniper and instead RPG'd his forehead.
Unfortunate. We've all been there, you know. We've all had those kind of days.
I have not been there. The A site is being taken because the people that are there are the red side of Easy Gaming. There's a clean ace on the round. 2-2 tied score.
I'm just gonna suggest we don't use the RPG next time. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Don't use the RPG on your own forehead?
Yeah, generally speaking, using an RPG or any explosive in close quarters, I'm not going to recommend that one time after time, but Easy Gaming just seemed to feel pretty strong about this south side strategy. They keep pushing towards the A point directly south, but they might be able to actually get something off of it. Max Sauce gets fragged immediately when he tries to defend it, so, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, TJ, and it looks like that's going to be the case here for Easy Gaming.
Yeah, when we have a moment, I want to kind of unpack this defense. But the A side has been the more popular point generally on the attack. And here you see why they're able to gain control of the center courtyard, smoke out the little hut on the point, and just go for the plant. I'm eyes on gun as he holds the snipe.
Rose and Kawhi trying to push at this point at a certain point. Good frag there onto Winter Rose. Now Kawhi going to have a lot of trouble. Very low on health. Bomb getting planted at this point. 4 versus 3. And Kawhi goes down as well. 4 versus 2. I don't see a way that Easy Gaming don't take this one. Ferox going to have a lot of trouble if they want to try and take this down. It is a 2 versus 4. They need to find good angles here, but Clash is going to unknowingly run into Wolf. Maybe able to find him, but Wolf is actually looking exactly where he is. Wolf finds him in the backside. Lunar Boy, the last one surviving. He's in a 1 versus 3 at this point.
The pull
able to find one so far. He could get it. We've seen clutcher situations so far, TJ. Gun trying to find him. Good slide. Going to be able to find the frag. 1 versus 2. He's taken down 1 already. He has 11 seconds remaining. He needs to find these last 2. He's going to slide in, try and find the angle, try and keep himself safe. Wolf takes him down, though. That's going to be 1 more point going over into the pockets of Easy Gaming.
Okay, I wanted to unpack the defense and what may be going wrong for Ferox. They're dedicating a lot of resources to holding this mid-courtyard when they really don't have to. Lunar Boy, in particular, keeps full committing to it. Whenever we see that full dive into the middle of the map, they just go to the A point, and they're left with 2, 3, 4 members all around B and mid. Now they've swapped sides, and they want to take the B side, so at least they're consistent in where they put their priority. Ferox now on the attack.
They're playing the strategy that would have done poorly into the defense they set up last round, but they've already gotten 1 fragged so far, so it's a 5 versus 4 in favor of Easy Gaming. Looks like Lunar Boy down, Kawhi down as well. There's 3 members remaining here on the blue side. They need to be able to find it, but Maxos, Winter Rose rather, gets picked off. Maxos, the last one remaining, 1 versus 5. This could be just a clean ace here coming in from Easy Gaming. And it is the first round coming out on offense. Not going well for Ferox.
So, that was wild. They let off trying to push through the door, discovered there was a sniper watching it from gun. And you're right, hot take, don't push that. So they all kind of drift back, except for a couple members who then ran very far forward, and it was disjointed from there. Communication seemed to break down. This time they changed things up. Kawaii rushes the middle of the map. They have courtyard for the first time this game, and a frag to go with it.
Really, the only one down, though, it is a 4 versus 4 at this point. They're successfully pushing in. They're looking for the A point, but AFK Fury and Gun are going to be defending it. And Gun, of course, with that sniper rifle as well. We've seen how dangerous he can be on these long angles. Might be able to find it. No, he gets fragged instead. But now, suddenly, everyone's down on the side of Ferox. Winter Rose, the only one remaining. He's hiding in that smoke as best he can. But it looks like there's going to be so much trouble for him. 1 versus 3 on the point, gets picked off by the back.
Very, very well played by Fury. He was in the shack over on the A point, just at the very back of the shack, and I think they thought they smoked it out, because there was a smoke grenade in the vicinity, but he just sat real quiet, waited for people to walk into his crosshairs, and got a double spray down. To me, oh my god, they are so aggressive. Already through courtyard.
I wanted to be excited about there being a shotgun, TJ, but it looks like the shotgun exploded in their face this time. Ferox down 4 members already. The only one remaining is Winter Rose. And, you know, we've seen clutch situations, but 1 versus 5 is another call entirely. And that's going to be another clean ace coming in from the side of Easy Gaming.
So what I was going to say at the end of the last round was that's why you play defense. Because if you just put your crosshair on a good angle and you hold it and they walk across into your good angle, you win every single time. And then just to prove it to me, my boys on Easy Gaming pull out the shotgun rush down mid-strand, which didn't work. That's going to be a win in the books for Ferox, but it's not a 2-0 in the series because we did get the ruling from the admins because Gun 2, 3, 4 used a UAV and a hunter-killer drone on map 1. They had to forfeit that map, so the current series score is tied 1-all.
Okay, 1-1. Easy Gaming picking up the second series then. They're feeling pretty happy about this one. Is a best of 5, of course, so nobody's at match point just yet.
Yes. Here is your endgame scoreboard. It flips for some odd reason. Don't worry about it. Ferox over on the right side. Easy Gaming on the left. Look, Activision just wanted to keep us on our toes. What if the scoreboard was the opposite way around as the in-game scoreboard? And that's
the same energy I expected them to take to developing Call of Duty. Just a little bit like, all right, let's flip around the UI. Let's flip around the guns. Let's do a gun that's backwards. Can it shoot out of the shoulder? Can it shoot out of the butt? Can we do that, guys? And the developers are like, no.
We're
that's
making
stupid.
We're making a tactical game here, Matt. What do you... The U.S. Marines don't flip their scoreboard UIs. What are you doing?
But we do here in Call of Duty Mobile because we do things different.
You're gosh darn right. Boy, the top frag for Ferox is struggling a bit, and I think that's indicative of the whole team. But I would like to give a shout out to him for playing a little bit more defensively on the second half of the map and getting a lot of frags because of it. That's 7 to 8 as his full KDA. Wolf playing the ultimate defense against people rushing him down, just got 10 kills for only 3 deaths.
It's also interesting for me looking at the assists as well, because it sort of, I think, speaks to how both teams were playing in this particular set, because Ferox, a lot of times their defense was very spread out, but Easy Gaming just went and they were like, okay, we have 5 members. Where are we sending all 5 together? And it just allowed them to spray down Ferox every single round. So I don't know if that's a failing on the part of the defense or if Easy Gaming just have a really good death ball sort of strategy going here, but it seems to be bringing them a whole lot of success.
Hold up. I gotta take a drink of a cup of tea.
Excellent. You know what? That's nice.
Oh yeah, I've done that. Yeah, it was kind of weird to see. It was kind of weird to see the amount of aggression that came out from Ferox. Because I'm all for aggression, but typically the way Shooter Wisdom, especially in a mode like Search and Destroy works, is if you're holding a point that is a choke point, you have the advantage and you shouldn't leave it. And maybe that's camping if you're playing some modes casually, but if you're playing competitive and it's Search and Destroy, and you have control of the pool area that leads to a point, because of a cool sniper angle, there's like a little terrace area with some plants that overlooks that whole pool side. If you have that angle, why would you leave? The perfect place to be is where you are. And they weren't just leaving it, they were rushing all the way down the middle of the map into the gunfire of a team that was essentially being given the defense on their attack, which is like the best of every world. It was very strange. But they've got an opportunity to change it back. We're going to Domination on Nuketown for map number 3. Current series score, as a reminder, 1-1.
Back on Domination, back on Nuketown, gun 234, back on that sniper rifle once again. This time, I'm feeling even without the aid of UAVs, he's going to have quite the time. I'd like to see, since this is basically a repeat of the first map, someone smoke him out. Someone do something to get him out of there. Throw a grenade, run up yourself, do something to try and get him out of there.
Gun from setting up in the window and just raining down death on the B point. Oh, he didn't
Exactly.
cap the A point. He left it too early.
Oh no.
He was supposed to be back capping A, just kind of as his responsibility as the sniper, and he just forgot. All right.
Sometimes you get a little bit antsy, TJ. It can happen. Bravo point so far being taken over here by Easy Gaming. Good defense there coming in from Carnatio. Going to be able to pick up 2 frags on that one. Looks like Winter Rose trying to contest here, trying to get pot shots from the side, but won't be able to find him. Carnatio finally goes down, but that Bravo point is heavily contested by this point by Easy Gaming. They're having the time of their lives, and gun 234 once again set up in that nest.
Yep, B point locked down. What do you do to dig it out, Ferox? Well, you have to win the gunfights in the alley to get access to the center of the map, first of all. But once you've done that, once you've won those narrow, steady gunfights, you then have to deal with the fact that in order to get properly out into mid and contest the B point, you have to deal with gun in some way. It is entirely possible. They have smokes, they have RPGs, they have anything and everything that can dig him out. But they have to spend it for him, and it really doesn't seem like they're even noticing he's the problem.
Doesn't seem like they're noticing it, no, but Lunar Boy at the same time does have that RPG available and still available on his loadout. So
last time he tried to use it to shoot gun, though. We all know how that went.
Okay, yes, that was the last time he tried to shoot gun, but if you looked at the kill feed earlier, he was able to find Rhea with no problem. So maybe this time.
Kawaii gets gun, just runs out in the middle of the map and kills him with an SMG. So 10 out of 10, great call. Gun will take him out on the return, but that should have been an opportunity to take the B point. And I'm actually going to blame Lunar Boy for not being able to get far enough forward here. Not being able to get control of the map.
And that
Round
lack of
one.
control will give it over to Easy Gaming, 50-28 for the first round.
When you're able to get the sniper finally dug out of his sniper's nest, finally dig him out of the control of the middle of the map, those 10 seconds need to be, okay, we're pressing further forward right now and gaining control of that B point.
Now, TJ, since this map is so focused around the sniper's nest so far from gun here, if you were to populate a sniper's nest with items, what would you want to have in yours?
Doritos.
Just Doritos? Would you also have Mountain Dew? Because I feel like the answer has to be yes, but you might have a better response.
Well, I mean, it's not about drinking the Doritos or the Mountain Dew. It's just that Doritos are so sharp that because Call of Duty gamers love Doritos, they would go to eat them instead of killing you, and then they would stab the inside of their mouths with the sharp, and you'd be... Anyway.
Perfect. And then for drinks, you have the blood of your enemies.
Yeah.
I like it. Very metal.
B point already taken over by Easy Gaming. The center of the map seems to be skewing kind of the same way. You still have Kawaii and Max Sauce, especially Kawaii, I've noticed, trying to find these extra angles, find these extra picks, but it needs to be a coordinated team effort, which is what I'm not seeing. When they do get the isolated frags they need to open up the center of the map, they rarely have follow-up.
And at this point, gun just will not be rooted out. And that Bravo point is just completely contested. And you can look at Gun, just if you look in his perspective, he is just having no problems taking down.
Oh, no. Wolf just brought a Gatling gun into their spawn.
Oh, boy.
They're going to have to flip the spawns. Kawaii's still here to try and hold things. They will retain the A point. Credit to them. It was dicey
95 points, though, almost, TJ. Just hit 96, so 4 more points to go, and Easy Gaming will take the round. They really need a good defense here if you're on Ferox, but I don't think they're going to be able to find it. 100 points ticks over, and the third map of the series goes over to Easy Gaming.
I was so ready. We didn't just have an attempt at a spawn camp that went wrong. You also had the grenade launcher come up and be used effectively to dig Gun out of his hole. You also had Gun finally go down, a couple frags go over, an overextension from Easy Gaming, and I was sure that was Ferox's moment. And then
they almost had it. They were close, but like you said, the problem was once you smoke out that sniper, you do have to rush forward. You have to take advantage of the fact that you no longer have that massive coverage in your face.
Right.
Instead, you just leave it, and you have time for Gun to set back up. Lunar Boy didn't go in, and suddenly, Easy Gaming back on top, back where they were, and that momentum carried them forward through the rest of the map. 100-56 was the end score.
Can I get a Z in the chat for my crop of the name Easy Gaming?
I apparently have to log into Twitch. I did type it.
Shoutouts to Z Gaming. Now 2-1 up in the series. Here's the end game scoreboard from map number 2. Carnatio currently leading the way with 16-7. Opposing him, it'll be 11-12. Still Lunar Boy on top of the board. Him and Kawaii were impressing me the most, but it's a lack of coordination on Team Ferox that I'm picking apart. One of the things, and this is a Counter-Strike term, so I'll expose my roots here. One of the things I'm looking for a lot in a mode like that is what I like to call refrags. So you go in, you get a kill. Brilliant. Good opening. Then you need to be able to follow up on that when you go down, because you invariably will, and the ground you've gained by getting a kill is worthless if the ground you've gained is immediately retaken by the opponent. Am I making sense? By having a buddy with you, by running the buddy system, you can have somebody beside you, you get a kill, then you go down, but it doesn't matter because the ground you gained with your forward push can now be held defensively by the buddy that is still alive, and they can even trade out on the gunfight you just lost. In that way, any 1v1 gunfight you win gains ground automatically. It doesn't matter if you just frag out or even only get one kill, you will be gaining ground on the map. I'm seeing this a lot with teams in Domination. They can go negative in KDA, but if they're playing together and aggressive, they will still gain more map control. I feel like I didn't make that make any sense.
No, I think it makes sense, and I think it finally gives credence to a long-standing theory I've had that kindergarten field trips would help me eventually in esports because you always need to have a buddy with you.
Who is your buddy?
It's you, TJ.
Oh, no, but like in kindergarten. I didn't know you in kindergarten.
Oh, in kindergarten. Jeez. My imaginary friend? That's,
Oh my god. You were, wait, you were bullied in kindergarten.
I was, because I had small hands.
It's
I
really
kid you
hard
not.
to get bullied in kindergarten. Tell me about
It
your small
is.
hands.
How did I manage? It was a Catholic school, so maybe that's the differentiating factor.
Okay.
It was not good. It was not a fun time. I do remember one kid though who was like 5 or 6, right? Because it's kindergarten, of course. And he was obsessed, absolutely obsessed with the Scream movie. Now this would have to have been in about 2000, 2001, right? Because I was just in kindergarten. And this kid is referencing Scream, and I look back on it now. At the time, he was just the weird kid. He also left creepy voicemail messages at people's houses, which also was just disturbing. Who was giving this child access to the phone numbers?
Wait.
Like, where is this child's parents?
I feel like you've been on... I, was multitasking. What I just noticed that you said was that there was a child in your kindergarten who bullied you for having small hands, enjoyed horror films, and left messages on your voicemail.
Multiple people's voicemail, but yes, including my parents, because they were home numbers. Someone failed this child somewhere in his life very early on. Because at the time I was just like, huh, that's a really weird kid. I don't like him. Then as an adult, I'm like, where were his parents?
Yo, but
this poor child.
His parents came from beyond our mortal plane. Because that is everything that the child in the horror movie does. Did he show up in the middle of the night in your hallway? Draped in wet clothing?
No, I kind of... At some point, though, TJ, I wish he had, because at least then I'd have an explanation that's less depressing. I'm like, oh, he's just an ethereal being from beyond time and space. I can handle that. But no, it was just a child. Bad child.
Okay. All right, 2-1 easy gaming. That makes them on tournament... No, semi-final point. I'm good at this. In order to turn things around, they'll need to pick up this next set as well. They're going to move on over to Search and Destroy yet again on Raid. But something's gone wrong, and there are only 3 people in
Yes, I noticed that. I wasn't going to say anything for a little bit. I was just kind of hoping it was a spectator bug.
Shout out to the 4th person logging into this game.
Look, someone else is here now.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, we have everyone.
We are 100% okay. And there was actually no doubt in my mind that we would get there.
Oh, 100%. We're absolutely 100% we're going to get there with 5 seconds remaining before the round starts. Current score 2-1 in favor of Easy Gaming. Best of 5, remember. So this one, Ferox, is for all the marbles.
I'm going to be keeping an eye on how Ferox play their defense. Because they are on defense again, and Clash is in a very standard position. But look at, for instance, what Kawhi is doing. I don't want to flame the man. He seems very good at the game, but what are you holding right now? He is behind the line of every other member of his team. So the only reasonable way he could encounter someone is if they got past everyone else somehow. Winter Rose and Lunar Boy do have a much better B setup, though. That's good, because they got a hold.
They're able to take down Gun, but it looks like the B, as you said, heavily contested at this point. Should be able to get the plant there down. 2 members remaining. Kawhi gets taken down. Clash, the only one left for Team Ferox. Bomb is planted. 40 seconds remaining. Can this be the clutch from Clash? It's not going to be as he crashes down. First plant going to go over to the blue side.
Okay. I don't want to be negative Nancy, so I'm going to be positive. Give me a name that starts with P. I'll come back to you on that.
Peter.
I'm going to be positive Peter. Middle of the map is where X Kawaii should be. This man should be holding courtyard. It's obvious that they maybe aren't quite used to this map. He should be holding courtyard. Because if he is pushing forward and holding courtyard, when you get an A execute like that last round, or like this round, he can quick run out of courtyard and on the flank into the pool and shut them down on a lightning fast flank. But they can't do that because he's so far back.
And it just looks like, so far, the strategy for Easy Gaming is going to be the same as last round. They will take down Gun and Rhea, though. So it doesn't look like it's going to work out just as well. Finally, I think Ferox are wisening up to Easy Gaming's strategy, which so far for this entire series on Search and Destroy has been take it south, rush towards A as a 5-man unit. And now they're getting picked off at the size. Kawhi, first one going to be the casualty there for Ferox. K3 Wolf is having some success here, pushing forward by himself. 3 members still remaining. It's a 3 versus 4 for the time being.
Oh,
It looks like they're having trouble pushing onto that A point now.
what a sick grenade throw, and now the rotate can just come through. It may have been an over-adjustment on the defense. Winter Rose and Loner Boy are left over at the A site, holding strong while the bomb makes its way over towards the A.
Wolf, still barely alive, will survive for the time being, had to sneak away, and now Winter Rose, last one surviving there for Ferox. He needs to clutch it out, not going to be able to find it. He gets taken down. The second round goes over once again to Easy Gaming.
Again, hold the map. So the thing that went better was Maxos, who shifted into the window terrace area and was able to fire down on the pool area. That gave them some opening frags. If X Kawaii isn't holding way back here and is instead holding the center courtyard, they have a quick flank into pool, and they can stop Maxos from getting flanked himself when they went to dig him out. To be clear, it's not necessarily X Kawaii's fault. This is a team decision, how they're positioning on this map, and it is going wrong.
And speaking of going wrong, the plant has gone over to the B point now, towards the north side of the map, has been planted. And now everyone's getting choked out from Ferox. They were expecting the A rush once again, weren't in position to defend from a B rush, and now they have lost almost all of their members. Lunar Boy, the last one surviving, 1 versus 3 at this point. Might be able to clutch it out, still has 20 seconds remaining, needs to find this frag. Going to be a good run into the wall there by Carnatio to keep him alive for the time being. He gets taken down, 1 versus 2, 15 seconds remaining. Lunar Boy, can you do it? You've got 40 meters left to the bomb and 2 people in your way. There's the snipe from Gun 234, going to shut down all those dreams, 3-0 in favor of Easy Gaming.
So a lot of this is still down to the center control. Because that overcommitment towards the A site you just saw could have again been negated if they had more resources available in that courtyard middle of the map area. They could have made a quick adjustment over towards the pool or over towards the slats in the B side the second they got that information, which they would have gotten sooner. What a grenade! Goodbye, Maxos.
That was a beautiful grenade. Lunar Boy getting taken down as well. Only 1 member remaining there for Ferox. X Kawhi going to have a whole lot of trouble this time. He is 1 versus 4. I was going to say, TJ, that they were doing a much better job controlling that middle point towards the courtyard. They were stopping a lot of pushes there, but everything just seemed to have fallen apart. And now it's 1 versus 4 here for Kawhi. The bomb's been planted, so 35 seconds left in the round at most. Kawhi running around with a grenade, going to try and clear out A point. No one's here to defend just yet, but they're all running back. They heard the explosion.
It was a bait. Watch this esports play. He's going to come in on the flank of the point after having thrown a grenade. Never mind. I liked the idea.
It was a solid idea. Execution wasn't just there. Because, I mean, it's a 1 versus 4. Realistically, that's about as well as we could have expected him to do.
The Ferox members are not worse at taking these gunfights. They're not losing on aim skill. This is purely team coordination and perhaps team preparation more than team coordination even. One of the things that other teams on this map are taking for granted is that the middle courtyard goes to the defenders. Because the way the timings work out, you can get further out there on the defense than you can on the attack. That should be taken advantage of. Make your opponents work for access to the middle of the map.
Oh, Clash and Kawhi were going very aggressive there, trying to smoke out the side of Easy Gaming. But they got a little bit too full of themselves. They found 2 picks and were like, okay, clearly this strategy is working out. Let's push even further. And then they ran into the entirety of Easy Gaming. So now it's a 3 versus 3 with nobody left to defend the bomb. 1 more goes down. It's up to Lunar Boy and Winter Rose now. Might be able to find the gunfight. There's 1 down in favor of Easy Gaming. 2 versus 2. 1 remaining there. Lunar Boy, the last one on the side of his team. Gun 234. Going to get taken out there. 1 versus 1. Lunar Boy versus Fury. Fury Is he going to be able to see it? Getting pot shots taken at him, about half health at this point. Lunar Boy still alive, might be able to find it. Goes around the corner, not going to be able to hit the head just yet. There he goes. He gets the last frag, and finally, it looks like Ferox will be able to get their first point as the bomb goes down. There's the defusal. 10 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yet again, the Ferox members aren't worse at taking these gunfights. It's just a tactics question. The second they were able to get a little bit more control of the middle of the map, you can see that they were able to make that rotate sooner. Trade even on the initial attack, and that means it's just, hey, 3v3, can you win the fights? And yeah, they can. Side swap will come through.
As you said, side swap coming through, so Easy Gaming their first round on defense so far for this map. Bomb going to be working towards that B side. Everyone's running over, but that's an early pickoff on the Lunar Boy. So it's going to be a 5 versus 4 going forward. They might be able to find the firefight here. Wolf doing the best he can. Will be able to find one. Can he find a second here? He does. Oh my god, he just cleans up the entire map. Max Sauce goes down as well. The clean ace from Easy Gaming. 5-1.
Very nicely done. That's what happens when you try and run through a smoke as your entrance strat. By the way, a lot of the smokes we have seen used for entrance strats are used a little bit more aggressively. You want to use the smoke grenades to block off lines of sight for the defense, not block off your line of sight on entry. That's a tactic that works against uncoordinated teams, but a coordinated team can spray through the smoke and keep their cool, knowing the angles well enough to just win the fight after you come through with a vision deficit.
Now, deficit going to be on the side of Team Ferox. It is 2 versus 4 at this point. They have successfully gotten a plant. They can just delay the time.
Nice.
They're able to pick off Fury at this point. Carnatio might be able to find the return kill. He will. And it's a 2 versus 1 firefight in the middle of the map, so that's not going to turn out well. And Easy Gaming will get the defuse and will get that 6th point. Ticket over.
I liked the idea. A little bit more aggressive down the middle of the map, then focus in towards the A point, get the plant. I felt like I was seeing evolution from Ferox. I was very harsh on them throughout that series because, to be frank, their preparation looked a little lackluster. But that's good because that is the easiest thing to improve. Preparation is the thing that you can go home, take a day to just work out some solid team strats in a Discord, and then come back 8 times better. That is one of the simplest things to improve. If their problem was aim, if their problem was we're just not winning the gunfights, that's a lot harder to fix. So I'm very hopeful for what Ferox do, because I could see them improving and getting more awareness of the right strats over the course of that set alone. I want to see them next week in the proper Premier Gaming tournament, as opposed to just this preview showcase.
Right, because like you said, it's not like they weren't improving within the game. It was just, it shows that it's not a deficit of preparation, as you said. It's just they have to put the time in. And while this series was going very well for them, it is clearer that Easy Gaming put in the time and the prep to get these maps working the way they want to. They had a clear strategy on both offense and defense. We're able to execute time after time after time. And it's just better map movement, better preparation, better covering of the angles, better covering of the approach.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that paid off for them here with this 3-1 victory.
That's going to be 3-1, as you say, in favor of Easy Gaming. Here is your endgame scoreboard. Once again, it's swapped because Activision had fun with it. Got improvisational with the endgame scoreboard. Ferox is over on the right, the red side, Easy Gaming on the left. And you can see Easy Gaming's 10-2 KDAs on their 2 top performers, Wolf and Carnatio, playing exceptionally solid defense. But you can also see things improving for Lunar Boy, who this is the first game he went positive in. A lot of that was getting to see him play a little bit more defensive on the angles on those raid search and destroy maps. So, not all good for Ferox in particular. They struggled this series, but I think there's plenty that I liked to see.
On the side of Easy Gaming, there didn't seem to me to be any real holes in their strategy that had been exposed in this series versus Ferox. The one time they did lose,
they gotta come out of this feeling really good.
Yeah, the one time they did lose, it just felt like, okay, yeah, that was very even. Ferox made their way back, and well, it was a forfeit as well. It was forfeit, basically. So Easy Gaming with the almost clean sweep coming through, and it proved that, you know, it wasn't a lot of times when you have the first map go the way that one did, you're like, oh, it was just because the UAV. You know, it was just because the Hunter Killer. But that next map, when we saw Gun234 pull out that same strategy, he still went 11-2. The first round, he went 13-3.
Right. They still weren't able to shut down that window sniper from Gun. And I think that is a coordination thing again. It's about managing to figure out what your opponents are doing really well and quickly strat against that. And that doesn't so much come down to making the intelligent call in the moment, because that's hard, but most players can do it. It comes down to setting up the lines of communication ahead of time. The systems to deal with your opponents need to be in place well before it comes to game time. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with the second set of this day. It'll be Machine Gun Nest versus Off Esports when we return. Don't go far. The Premier Call of Duty Showcase will be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here with the Premier Gaming Tournament, Call of Duty. We're having the pre-prep today. Just a little preview of how the tournament will be going next week. We are having a 3 best-of-5 series today. We just finished the first half of the bracket. We're doing the second half of the bracket here with Machine Gun Nest versus Earth Team.
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't prep the scoreboard fast enough during the break, and so now it's negative time. We broke time.
Oh,
get back
good.
To you on that.
I feel like that's a good basis for any esports broadcast because, you know, sometimes you see productions that are like, oh, we broke this screen, or, oh, we have to have an additional weight. But we broke time itself, TJ, and I feel like that means we're a cut above the rest.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no other conclusion we can really draw.
I fixed it. Man,
oh,
do you want to talk about how hard it is to render esports?
Let's do that.
I had to install a new font specifically for the letter O. Welcome to Game 1 on Domination. My name's still TJ, still with Nibiria alongside me. We have another best-of-5 set. This is the second semi-final. The winner of this goes to play Easy Gaming up next.
Yeah, I mostly just want to see what we're going to be seeing. And, well, okay, I'm going to be honest. That was super Phil statement. What I really want to get to is there's a team called Machine Gun Nest. Are they actually going to make a Machine Gun Nest strategy happen?
You want to see the LMG party?
Yeah, I want to see the LNG version of what we saw Gun 234 doing last round. Just like, all right, I'm camped up. I'm going for it. And just wall bang for days.
I have bad news. None of them are running LMGs. And on this map, too. Shooting range is supposed to be the LMG map. I like them on raid, but, like, they're very good on shooting range because of all these thin plywood walls. And yet, nothing really changed. We do have a sniper on Onion, which is unusual. Typically, the range of the B point, people don't like it. And you can see why as the quick flank comes through. That's the A point back cap already threatened. B point captured because of it. And the sniper can do nothing about it.
A lot of fighting on A point. The 98 going to be trying advancing on that point a little bit. They may be looking for a flank. He gets taken out at this point. But both B and C points taken over so far by Team Machine Gun Nest. They've got a good defense going. Worth noting as well that 2 of them have rocket launchers available to them. We saw them flexing them in the early parts of the round. And it looks like the strategy for Machine Gun Nest so far is just to push forward, push forward, push forward, push forward. And then you can just never retake if you're off.
Yeah, so when we were watching a lot of shooting range during some of the other tournaments, this room that the 98 just left is one of the most important rooms in the map. There's 2 second-story buildings, one over on the red side, one over on the blue side. And if you have control of that second-story building, it is nigh impossible for the opponent to cap the B point that lies below it. So that control needs to be dug out if Off Esports are going to get control of B back. We're Q's flank right now.
They're going to be struggling with that, though, TJ. It's already 41 points for Machine Gun Nest. They've been doing a great job of being very offensive. And I don't mean, you know, annoying people, but they've been pushing very hard into that A point, and they've been going after any members they see. And yeah, it's a deathmatch sort of situation, of course, but they've been so aggressively pushing out off team that there's not a whole lot they can do. And now 50 points, 27, they take the first half of the round.
If that they do, 50-27, as you say, entirely built off zero control of that B point being taken against them.
I want to see what adjustments Off Esports are going to make at this point, because that B control point is essentially just the bread and butter of domination maps, because once you get it, you've got the advantage and you can push out from it. You can use it as an advanced ground, but doesn't look like there's going to be any more luck here for Off Esports this time. Every time they move onto this B point, they're just getting picked off immediately.
But Onion's got it too. Onion in the second story on his side of the map is landing his shots. Finally, Cute takes him out, but they're holding the B point at even because of it, because they have equivalent control, and that's an improvement over the previous result of this map. Unfortunately,
it's a lot more strongly contested. But if you look at Charlie Point, TJ, this is the problem that they have to respond to. Machine Gun Esports were trying to, or Machine Gun Nest were trying to take it out, still are trying to backcap it, and that means you don't have a whole lot of time to defend that Bravo nest. A good response there from Legacy was to try and take the alpha for themselves and get a back cap of their own. It almost worked and pulled them off the B point, but they're not getting any advantages off it so far. And Onion is just solo defending halfway towards that capture point, but gets blown up. And now he's not going to be able to find it. B point still in solid control by Machine Gun.
Yeah, the 98 just dug out control of that blue side second story again. He's now playing very aggressive, making sure it can't be retaken. And this, as long as you don't have that high ground, it's very difficult to get beat. Monty will dig out control of the high ground. You can see why it's all important. They've just flipped the B point back, at least until Golden Sky Dragon shows up.
Maverick by himself, and it looks like it's a very offensive strategy here from Machine Gun Nest. They're trying to push down onto that Charlie point again, because if the B flips and they can still grab Charlie, they still win the game. They're at 91 points to 53. They have such a dominating lead that they just need to keep getting the points ticking in, and they're guaranteed the win.
There you go, 96-100. It's game one of this best of 5 to Machine Gun. In pretty steady fashion. Signs of life from off esports, but not enough.
No, and Machine Gun Esports or Machine Gun Nest are pretty dominant so far. Like 100 to 55, they had all 3 points capped at the end of the game, and they just seem to be able to just be out fragging off esports at this point. I'm not seeing. You're saying that we're seeing signs of life, but I'm not seeing enough from off esports just yet. Granted, it's the first round.
Are you proclaiming them legally dead? Is that what just happened?
There might be a DNR signed for them, but they're not dead yet.
Right. They've got a tag on them that says they consent to organ donations because that's socially responsible.
That's right.
Welcome
I think
to the scoreboard for map 2. No, map 1 of game 2. I got you. Leon finishing the map with 16 and 6. A lot of that was off of very aggressive play. I was highlighting the people gaining map control, but they weren't always getting the most kills. Onion was the sniper. He was the man trying to gain control at range with a sniper rifle on a map we traditionally don't see a ton of sniping happening, and I dare say we saw why. He ends that 5 and 8, a deficit.
He was still having a lot of success on that upper floor building. It was just a matter of how much success compared to how much Machine Gun Esports were able to find with their more aggressive strategy. You can't take a defensive stance on a map that has so much offensive movement, especially when the other team is playing so aggressively. The problem we saw that allowed Gun 234's sniper strategy to be effective is one that you're not going to find on this map. The problem was that he wasn't getting pushed out. Well, the sniper nest, as it were, was right next to the point. There's no way you're not going to push that one out. It's right there.
I hear you wanted sniper rifles, so I brought you Search and Destroy. Welcome to game 2 of this best of 5 set. Of course, 1-0 to Machine Gun Nest. Off esports taken out during the first appearance. Now they have an opportunity to turn it right back around.
3 seconds remaining until they get that start. I want to see a lot more aggression coming out from off esports. I think it did well on this map prior, but Search and Destroy is, as you said, a different beast. So we are going to see some sniper rifles on the defense there, especially from Wub Wub coming in as well. Leon chunked down to half. There will be the first firefight of the game. Legacy gets taken out, and this is a lot of firefight so far, but a lot of blinking health bars on the side of Machine Gun Nest that might be able to buy enough time.
It's all on Onion after a massacre happens over towards the B side of the map. It looked like it was a defensive hold from Maverick and a couple others. The idea was you just play safe, you hold the angle as they push in, but they ended up right, like, framed in a doorway with no cover to speak of. When they did get back behind the doorway, well, there's bullet penetration. And it just resulted in a brutal firing range, to pardon the pun, as that is the name of the map. It's all Onion now, and this is doable, but he's got to head on over to the B point where that bomb is getting put down. A point, right?
Yeah. A site was a good sneak out there. Oh, this is going to be 1 versus 2. Onion, is he going to be able to find it? He's sliding for it. The knife! He's dodged the knife! Can he find the second kill? Got 1 frag so far. He's sliding around. Might be able to find the frag. There's 1 snipe. Can he find the second hit? Not a 1-hit kill, but can he find it? He might. He's going for it. He has the pistol out right now. Revolver going forward. 2 shots down so far. He's still alive. It's a 1 versus 2. The hell regen is still coming in. There's defense from the side coming in as well.
What
Revolver
is
not going to be enough.
that?
But my God, Onion.
What did I just watch? How do I erase 5 seconds from my memory? They tried to knife him. He landed a sick quickscope. So they were like, no, we got a 360 no-scope him with our sniper rifles. And that was not working, but it was confusing enough that Onion wasn't able to land a shot in the midst of their very strange movement. Right off the bat, round 2, the attacking side's able to find a lot of very aggressive shots again. It's Mounty. He's all alive.
I don't think he's gonna have too much fun with that one, and he's not. Shocking. 2-0 so far to Machine Gun Nest for this map. They're having one hell of a time with Onion's clutch not exactly going the way he wanted. And that round, I'm not even sure what happened to those 3 because they all died pretty much instantly. So I'm gonna guess explosive.
Wow, that's actually a very cool angle, Onion. Thanks, Onion. Very cool. Maverick's down. Legacy as well. This is the same place they've died the last 3 times. Pushing from the B side of the map, trying to gain control of that whole maze of tunnels, and running right into the spray-down gunfire of players like Leon.
Monty might be able to find the gunfight here. We'll be able to pick up 1. 2 versus 1 at this point. This should be the first win here for Off Esports. Yep, there we go.
Nicely done.
Ace coming out.
Fall to the same trap, run into the same gunfight. They got maybe 1 extra kill, though, and Ward and Monty were able to play defense around it. They've certainly been exposed to the scenario of having to play 1v3 in that position before, so they were just there, ready to go. Come this time and win the fights. Now it's Ward in trouble.
A point is going to be the rush here coming in from Machine Gun Nest. And at this point now, Onion has to leave his perch, maybe able to find a frag on the way out. But that's going to be the defensive frag as well. So that point is heavily contested. Wow. Grenade right to the face. Maverick now suddenly the last one standing. This is not going to be going well here, I think, for our Off Esports friends. Bomb has been planted. There's the ace. That will be 4-1 so far on this map for Machine Gun.
His name's Maverick, but he's looking a little bit more like Goose.
Oh,
that's a Top Gun reference. Is it really too soon? Top Gun's like 1935, I'm pretty sure, is when they made that movie.
Yeah, but Top Gun 2 is coming out, so it just dug up those memories, TJ.
You're absolutely right, and I apologize.
Too soon again. Too soon again. We need another volleyball scene to erase the sadness.
Oh, I got you. Right now, they're going to be volleying back some gunfights. This is actually looking extremely good for Off Esports. They're able to take a little bit more of a defensive angle down the A side of the point, and they pre-fired as well. This leaves it in a 1v1. Uh-oh.
We're doing very well so far. Golden Sky going to be able to find it, which unfortunately does mean they are going to find the map. So very close there for Off Esports. Machine Gun will now pick up the 4-1 at this point. 2 points remaining in the map. 1 more before they flip. So at this point, I want to see Off Team make a more concerted effort, try and not get picked off on the flank. They're all going as 1, but they just get gunned down in a row. Wow.
That's what you kept asking. What's going wrong on that one side of the map? Why do 3 people keep vanishing? That. And they seem to think that on the side switch it would be better, but it was wildly not. They, I think, just have less experience in that specific portion of the map, and they're just getting outfought there.
Yep, already 2 members down, so Off Esports on the offensive. Not going to be having a whole lot of luck so far. Following Maverick. Bomb.
Maverick
trying to go on to 8 point.
Maverick won a very good gunfight to get his way onto the point. Unfortunately, he's being backstabbed. 2 players just walking around as the rest of his team's dead. So they have 2 problems. 1, they can't hold the left side of the map. 2, once they lose that left side of the map, they're not losing it, I want to say productively, but that sounds counter to how the world works. They're not losing it in a way that they can turn into anything else. Because you can do that. You can say, okay, you're sending 3 members down the left side of the map. They're continually dominating that gunfight. Let's stop taking that fight and instead punish you for sending 2, 3, 4 members of your team that side of the map. But instead, they shifted their focus over towards the A point and ran all 4 or 5 members down mid, down towards the A point, and left the B side of the map completely open. Now those 3, 4 members you're running away from, you're not taking the fight from, that were playing B, have a completely exposed flank to walk up and find free frags. And that's what kept happening. Even on the rounds where they didn't avoid the B side of the map, and they did try and fight at the B side of the map, the B players would win the fight and then push forward. That's why the most successful, the closest rounds in that last map were the ones where they did take the B fight and it maybe went a little bit less positive. But either way, Machine Gun Nest showed again, as we saw during the first set, the team coordination is 8 to 10 times more important than just being able to win the gunfights.
Absolutely, because we saw with the scrap with Onion that it's not necessarily magnificent gunplay that got either team to the positions they're in.
I had almost forgotten about that.
Sorry, buddy, but we're going to be hurting for that one for the rest of the night.
Here's your scoreboard at the end of game number 2. And of course, brings the series score to 2-0, Machine Gun Nest's favor. That's going to be 6-6 for Ward. He earns that over on the A side of the map. He was playing pretty passively there. I could see some fun adaptation coming out from him. Like, he learned that they kept running a route directly through the barricades, and so he pre-fired that route with an RPG and got a free kill one round. And that's the kind of adaptation you want to share with your teammates, and that's maybe where things are going wrong. Don't just go, oh, I learned a way that we can win this fight. Say, oh, I learned a way that we can win this fight. They're playing very aggressive over on this side of the map. How could we punish that as a team? And it's the team play that it feels like off esports are missing.
Well, they have the chance to make up for it now, because like we saw on our last series, team play did improve there for Ferox. Could still happen here for off esports. It is only 2-0 so far. Match point, but not the end, most importantly. So as we load in here, going to start it back up. We're going to have a replay of the first map, essentially, so Off Esports can show off what they've learned so far. They will already take off 1 pick, but have lost 2 of their own. They need to aggress a little bit further onto that B point. A point hasn't even been captured here by Machine Gun Nest. It looks like everyone's responding from off team by aggressing heavily onto the point. They're going to try and take it on their own, but a huge defense from the 98 is going to stop that from happening for the time being. Finally, they're pushed off of A point, and C unavailable now. So the only people getting points are Machine Gun Nest.
Yeah, this is the 98 going massive in the back lines somehow. He has just stayed alive here while the rest of his team cycles through. He's getting kill after kill, buying more and more and more time. And it doesn't even matter, especially, that he gets that A point. It matters that it means they can't dedicate anyone to B. Finally, the call comes out of esports say, fine, back cap C, back cap B, but they've lost track of the 98, who's right here to deny all of their progress. They still don't have a single point on map 3.
This is so rough for Off Esports. This is the kind of lead you usually see at the end of a round, not the beginning of a round. So 17, 18 points down already. We can just keep counting it as it ticks up, but that would be bad entertainment. So we're going to keep talking about what they can do to get back into the game. The B point is free and open for Machine Gun Nest to go in, but Off Team have nowhere they can call their own. They need to find a unified offensive front. And now they're just split up across the map. Some are going for A, some are going for B, some are going for C. I don't think this is the way you get yourself back into the game.
I like the idea. Hey, they're controlling our A point. What if we just walked over to B? But the problem with that idea is you're walking into a sandwich where you are the meat. And the meat in a sandwich is a particularly unpleasant place to be because people love the taste and they take big bites out of you. In order to make anything happen, you would have had to have captured the A point, say, 3 minutes ago. Because, really, that A point should be the first thing you capture. They'll have a side switch if that was getting to them, but it's 15-0 off the back of a dominant first half of domination to Machine Gun.
It's the first time I've seen a perfect round, TJ, so this is really looking good for Machine Gun Nest, but God, Esports are in an awful spot.
Poor Onion. the slide from the 98 keeps them alive. They'll dig them out. I like this. Take your home point. They lock that down this time. Then go through the trailer and try and contest towards the B point. They even have people backstabbing over towards A. This is a really good play. But don't fight A, Onion. Don't do this. Go back and get B. It's easy. What are you doing?
He's fighting A and doing that thing you said not to do, TJ.
All right, but now they've just flipped and they haven't gained any map control from it. They've just flipped spots. Whereas if he just plays back and holds, gets the B point, then they're ahead right now. Oh, D-trigger, TJ.
Where's your stress ball, TJ? Go find it.
Oh, hang on.
I think Machine Gun Esports are finding a stress ball, and that is off Esports at the moment. Because Machine Gun Nest are just absolutely rolling over the opposition at this point. The off team can't even find their way back onto the point. The 98 has just been popping off all around and stopped the cap that entire time. They're in control of 2 points currently, trying to get control of the third with Bravo there. And all the time that off team are spending to try and wrestle back control of either A or C, B point is being taken over by Machine Gun Nest. They haven't quite captured it
What's
just
wild
yet.
is that I found my stress ball, by the way. What's wild is that they haven't taken the B point. I guess because they, like, don't need to. But shame on both these teams, because there have been opportunities for the side that's behind off Esports to get the middle of the map, and they should have gotten it. Huge anger, big TJ shouts from that. But on the other hand, they shouldn't have had those opportunities, because they've been playing reflexive defense almost this whole time, and the second that they're playing defense on their home point, the response from Machine Gun should have been, okay, we'll take B. They finally do now. It's already 90 points in their favor. I see no way of turning this map 3 around.
Nope, 93 already ticking down. Machine Gun Nest. Maybe they'll go for the 3 captures, the hat trick of the map, like they did in the first half of the round, but they're not going to need to at this point. Going to just take out all of off team. 99 points. Going to tick over to 100, and that's the win. 3-0 for the series in favor of Machine Gun Nest.
They got 99 points, and off Esports ain't got 1. They did it.
They had like 33.
All right, look, it was a snappy phrase that I was sitting on in case they won it with a shutout, and then they didn't, but I still wanted to use it because I thought it was clever.
It was, TJ. We're very proud of you. It was very good.
Thanks, Matt.
You're
Map
welcome.
number 3 over and done with. That'll be Machine Gun Nest with a 3-0 victory, advancing them to the finals, where, of course, Easy Gaming already away. If you're curious what that scoreboard looks like, here it is. And by the way, I was catching some of it on stream. Onion was just quietly going off there, hitting some of the sickest snipe shots I've seen, but it doesn't matter. If you don't have any control of the map, you can hit all the nice frags you want, and it will not win you the round.
He just didn't have any offensive capability at a certain point, because if you're a sniper, yeah, sure, you can keep a sight line clear, maybe, but where are you keeping it clear from? Nowhere.
Yep.
You don't have anywhere to go that's safe.
So I liked off Esports' individual play, but it's a similar story to Ferox at the opposite side of the bracket, and that is your individual play is solid. Go set up some systems within the team to deal with coordinated approaches. And that's hard to train with if you're not playing in scrims, if you're not playing in tournaments yet. So I completely understand why that's happening, and it cannot be stressed enough. That is the easiest thing to fix. All it requires is a couple hours of your time. So, as a team, this is a very, very, very promising lineup, and I can't wait to see what happens when they get some of the systems they need in place.
Absolutely, and off Esports, or sorry, Machine Gun, because the names are flipped. Urgh.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know why they flip it, TJ. You know what? Flip my mentality to detailed. I need my stress ball. But
here,
one thing I wanted to point out
on the scoreboard. I got you.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, buddy. The one thing I wanted to point out, though, was that the 98, we highlighted him for a lot of that match because he was absolutely destroying people, but he only had 11 kills. He had the least kills on his team by the end of it. When you have a player that is that dominant and that effective, and he's the least kills on the team,
yeah,
one hell of a round.
The 98 sits in 11-11 in his KD. He is the reason they dominated that first half. Him going around the side, holding that A point, didn't get him a lot of kills, but we were shouting his name because he was the reason they were able to get a triple cap. He was the reason they were able to dominate the first half. And that's what I mean when I say that it is not all on this screen. A lot of it, when it comes to team play, is about your positioning, your communication, and your work with your side.
I want to see if they're going to be able to keep up those strengths when they go back up against Easy Gaming, because we have not yet seen these teams face off. It will be the finals of the night. $50 prize pool on the line. And I want to see which team comes out stronger, because I will say Machine Gun Nest had a much more dominating series, but that doesn't tell us a whole lot relatively. We just know they're both some damn good teams.
All right, I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. You might be like, what? It was a 5-minute break last time. Why don't it need to be a 10-minute break this time? Can you ask that for the chat?
Yes, I can. We're going to have a slight change of plans, TJ.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Is that because we're going to the final? Right after this?
It is because we're going to the final, TJ, because we are not going to have a quick interview in between, but we will tell people more about Tournament later.
We're going to bring in the Tournament Kings people, but they're apparently outliving their lives with a concert and stuff. So they're out. But it's all right, because I now work for Tournament Kings. And it's my job to tell you that before we head to this break, if you'd like to sign up for the $1,000 Premier Gaming's and Tournament Kings partnership tournament next week, all you need to do is head over to the official Premier Gaming Discord and use the Tournament Kings bot. It's a $5 per player entry fee. You can pay that very easily using the Tournament Kings bot, and it all goes into the $1,000 prize pot that you will be eligible to be a part of. Thank you so much for watching till now. We're going to go to that 10-minute break. We'll be back refreshed, re-energized for map number, what was it, 4 in the first set? At least 10.
Thanks, TJ.
Of the night.
Good math, buddy.
Series number 3, the grand finals, right after this.
Hello and welcome back to the Premier Gaming and Tournament Kings tournament preview here for Call of Duty Mobile. We're into the grand finals. My name is Matt Nibiria. Daniel. Joining me is EsportsTj. That's your first name now.
Really?
It's just esports.
Because you'd did the whole Matt Nibiria Daniel thing, and I thought I'd get one of those too.
I'm going to be honest.
You know my full name.
I do. It's Thomas TJ Baldishwheeler, but I wanted to make sure I don't pronounce it wrong.
You nailed it. You don't need to worry about anything.
Should I redo it?
Perfect. No, it was perfect. I know you were trying your best, and I'm not the slightest bit worried about it. Just like these two teams, it's map number 1 of the grand finals in a moment. This will be Easy Gaming facing Machine Gun Nest with $50 on the line at the Tournament Kings Premier Gaming Tournament Preview. Is that what we went with?
I think so, yeah. Roughly.
Best of 5 maps still. This will be on Easy Gaming's maps. They're artificially assigned to be the home team. We're going to start on Domination, then move to Search and Destroy, and vice versa.
And the first map is going to be Firing Range. Domination going to be on this map. Now, we saw what happened to Off Esports on Firing Range, and I'm honestly hoping that it doesn't happen to Easy Gaming as well, because that would make this a very short series, TJ.
Yes. It would be over the flick of an eye. No, both these teams looked really dominant on their side of the bracket, which is my favorite kind of bracket, because it builds them both up, you know? We've seen them at their best. Boom! Welcome to the finals! Now which team
now
is
see
better?
them at their worst.
Okay,
no,
that's not what you...
I don't think that's how that works. Okay. Yeah, we'll just roll with it.
The two base points are capped by default. It's actually Machine Gun Nest who start working their way out towards the middle of the map. The 98 leading the effort on that. They've got control.
They're playing this really aggressively again.
Yeah.
They just seem to love just absolutely running through the opponent and trying to sow as much chaos and discontent among the ranks as they can, and it seems to be working. One of the benefits it's going to have is you just throw off team communication. If everyone's tilted from minute 1, it's a lot harder to be like, okay guys, let's think, what is our strategy? The strategy right now, don't get shot.
The 98 does finally go down, though, and he was a massive part of the control that we saw operating against them. I like this set strat from Easy Gaming. They throw out their smoke nades, they start to work their way forward, and just as everything seems to be going well, they get shut down in the middle of the map, and their A points getting flipped.
A point flipped, B point already in contention. They will wipe out the one member who's defending that from Machine Gun Nest. And now A point still needs to come back at this point. They will be able to find it. That's going to be 1 point to 1 at this point. B point being contested now by Easy Gaming. Should be able to find it. Actually, all 3 points for Easy being contested.
KX Wolf just chilling on that C point, manages to lock it down. Now they should be able to sandwich from both sides of the map, and this could be Easy Gaming with a very strong lead in a moment. At the very least, they will take the lead in points just off these few seconds of double camp play. As I predicted earlier, having the C point and the A point makes it very easy to get B, so they will finally lock out control of that contentious middle point. Watch Fury's POV as he holds up. Oh, he just threw that grenade at himself. Not great.
not what you want to see. It's not quite the rocket launcher, but you know what? We've learned from that. We've evolved. 20 points remaining now. This is a much, much tighter game than we've seen so far in the tournament. And it looks like that C point is going to be the attempt to back cap there.
No, Carnito. That's what I'm talking about with the second stories. Because Carnito's able to play from that second story, it is all but impossible to lock down either of those points if you don't already have control. You have to dig people out of the second stories in order to back cap or gain control of the B point.
Machine Gun Nest might be inching some control their way, though. It only is 5 points remaining to the round end, so they just need to hold on a little bit longer here for Easy Gaming. 3 more points to go, then they can reset.
Nice play by Cute in the middle of the map. He'll start working his way forward, but as you say, there's simply not enough time. It's again a credit to the incredibly well-coordinated play of Easy Gaming. Machine Gun Nest tried their traditional aggressive backline dive, reset push, and it did get them the back cap, but they lost everything in doing it because they played so over-aggressive, and then Easy Gaming just played a slow and steady hold and gradually choke out the map.
I'm wondering if this dissuades them any from doing that strategy again. They seem to be taking a much slower approach this time. But there's a lot of control in the north coming out from Easy Gaming, and it seems to be that nobody's going to be able to come in for these back caps because of it. Looks like that will be the attempt onto the back cap. Rhea is pushing forward towards that A area. B still hotly contested by both teams, but A no longer under contention. Rhea decides to back off and go towards that middle point. 2 points soon will be in control here for Machine Gun Nest. 60-43, still anyone's game.
The 98 playing so aggressive this whole time. They got the B point and they'd like to keep going. Oh my lord, a double spray down by the 98. That all but locks the triple cap. They've got it, man. A triple cap. Cardino's the only one that can stop it, and he does get the frags necessary, but it almost doesn't matter because look at the points being worked back in the scoreline.
Yep, coming up towards that close tie game. B-point under contention once again is going to be 3.3 in the middle of the map, but it looks like the Easy Gaming team is on the worst side of it as Machine Gun Nest have so many more members coming in, looking for the back cap once again onto C as well. This is just havoc. And at this point, it is so unbelievably close, just within 6 points for both teams here. If they're able to hold on to these 2 points for the remainder of the match, it is a guaranteed victory for them. So it is a hard push from Easy Gaming onto that B point, but they're getting flanked the living daylights out of.
Rio was trying to just lock down that point. He was prone on the B point, working out the capture, and then the 98 just walks up behind him, doesn't even notice he's on the point. He's like trying to figure out why the meter's ticking up. Gets a free kill from it. The 98's been living in the backlines near the C point this entire game long. His score at the end will be terrifying, and he is a massive reason why this come from behind victory currently looks very doable because Machine Gun have just overtaken the lead. That's 85 points.
Overtaking the lead, almost less than 10 points remaining in the map. They need to make this push onto the B point. They found
the B point!
The back cap coming in for the Charlie point as well, but the back cap onto Alpha. They need to take this, but all of Easy Gaming are taken down off the points. The triple cap comes in from Machine Gun Nest with just 5 points remaining. Easy Gaming cannot find the hold as the game ticks down, and round 1 goes over to Machine Gun Nest.
What a come from behind victory. That was, I thought, a done game. That much of a lead off of round 1. Machine Gun playing crazy over aggressive, getting punished hard for it, and then the side swap, they go, okay, what went wrong? Our aggression was getting punished. Let's reset. Let's play this one for real, boys. And you start to see this very tactical look. You still have the crazy front line. The 98, I'm going to pull up the scoreboard in a second. You can see that the 98 he got 15 kills by the end of that whole mess, but it was cute playing defense as well. He was responsible for holding the middle of the map. They were able to set up a much more defined, delineated strategy for both defense and offense. And sure, it was still reliant on the 98 going massive in the backlines, but he did, and you can play from there.
And at this point, if you look at this game as a sign of what's to come, TJ, this is so much more exciting because as we were mentioning earlier, the first halves of the brackets did not look anywhere near this close. It was a 3-1, then a 3-0, all of them very quick, but that was the closest game that we have seen all night. It was within a 20-point spread.
Yeah.
It could have been anyone's game, and like you said, Machine Gun Nest were the ones to come out ahead with the victory. They kept their chaotic style, but they kept strategy in it and were able to take down Easy Gaming, but only barely. The score overtook at the 80-point mark.
Yep. Those middle point holds were incredible to me because you kept seeing Easy Gaming do these smoke strats that they have loved to execute on a couple different maps, a couple different modes, throwing out all their grenades and slowly working their way towards control, having a lot of vision control from the high grounds, and then they'd get backstabbed because all of their careful planning was reliant on the fact that there wasn't a crazy person living behind near their spawn, not taking the point, just living there for the sake of getting kills. And that's what the 98 was doing that entire game. And if the 98 can continue to do that, if he can continue to play that kind of aggressive and win every single gunfight, they need to deal with that before addressing it at a tactical level. Because, strategy is more important than frags, but if you can't get the frags, it does not matter how well you're playing, how smart you're playing.
That's right. We're now on Search and Destroy, second map of the set. It's another best of 5, so we've got up to 4 more to go. And already we're seeing a little bit of craziness come out towards the bottom side of the map. Carnatio trying to keep himself alive, but it looks like it'll be the red side doing their best. It's a 3 versus 4 at this point. Easy Gaming might be able to get a frag off, but not going to find it. And now suddenly they're found with only 1 member remaining. That will be Rhea. Gets taken out in the back, and that will be the first point of the map going over to Machine Gun Nest.
Just well gun for Easy Gaming, not able to rotate in time to address what went wrong, it felt like. But you could already see this is going to be a close one, just the way those two sides are playing. I like the emphasis over towards A. This is a team that knows their strengths, that strength being long-range gunfights, knowing that they have the aim advantage. Oh, that was a good nade, though. Oh,
not going to matter all that much, though. It's going to be a 3 versus 4 for the time being. Easy Gaming not going to be able to find their advantage.
He's doing it again! Where is the 98 standing? Why is he here? He ran all the way down that open plane of the A point, power slid into like 3 people, and just won every single gunfight back to back.
It's a very dangerous man to have on the opposition. Easy to find a way. Problem is that I'm seeing, though, is that they're splitting up. And Machine Gun Nest aren't splitting up at all, and there's no time for anyone on Easy Gaming to respond. Because you look at that B point take, they were able to pick off 2, sure, and that's great. But now you're stuck in a 1 versus 3 ultimately across the map. Carnatio gets taken out in the end by Wub. But you have one team going in as a 5-man unit, and you have the other team splitting up entirely.
Right. So, by nature of Search and Destroy defense, you need to split up across the map. The theory is, by playing a good defense, you guarantee yourself at least 2 kills per defender. That's kind of the ideal scenario, because you have that defensive advantage. And you do maybe lose the point, but that's okay, because you're getting things for it. The problem is they're rarely getting those 2-3 necessary kills. Here you see that defensive advantage finally show up at the end of Gun's sniper rifle.
Look where Cute is right now.
Oh, my lord!
2 rounds in a row. He's been able to find frag after frag with it. Jumping out of the building now. Going to try and find Fury on the back end of it, but won't be able to. Going to run straight towards that A point. Well, unable to find a frag. Should be able to find. No, he gets taken out by Cute. It's 1 versus 1 now. Cute versus Fury. Who's going to be able to pull it out? Easy Gaming could get the first point of the map. It was a very careful play here coming out from Cute. Doesn't want to give himself away just yet.
Gun got 4 kills on that round. Fury has just got to get 1.
They're looking for it. Cute rotating around. Wants to pick up the bomb. Is going to be able to pick it up at this point. Fury should know. Oh, Fury just gets wall banged.
He saw him. It was the easiest shot in the world. He was like, I think there's someone in this trailer. That's where I would stand. And he slow peeked it, and he saw like a little sliver of a dude. He was like, oh, what if I just put some bullets? Gun made that round close. I don't know what he just put in his G Fuel. Not a sponsor. But he got like 4 kills, all the last 3 of which were insane. First one bog standard. Everything after that was like a 180 sniper bang.
Well, we've seen this from Gun the entirety of the tournament. He's just an absolutely masterclass sniper. But the question is if it's going to be enough point. Because sniping's great and all, but you have to have a team left when you're done sniping, and that just wasn't the case last round. Because, yeah, Fury's good. But if he's stuck in a situation that's disadvantageous, there's not a whole lot he can do. However, this round going a lot better for them. Easy Gaming were able to pick up 3 kills already. Just a minute left. The bomb is picked up by Wub, so they're going to have to try and split the map. Looks like they're going for that A point, but they get picked off in the end. So the only one left is going to be Cute.
He stares up in the sky in exasperation, asking, why, God, oh, why? Did you saddle me with a 1 versus 5?
Tried his best. Unfortunately, in a 1 versus 5, the best you can really do is just Ben Kenobi it, you know?
Oof. He did. Vanished. That was a much more successful defensive hold because they kited. to use a MOBA term that you'll like, League of Legends caster Matt Nibiria and Daniel. They backed up from the fight. Now we've swapped sides, and we can kind of see that effect happening again, but Gun is tearing it apart. Even though they're backing up, playing safe angles, Gun is still landing the shots. The advantage of a kiting hold like this is you should be able to buy time for the rotate to come through the backstab. They have done that. Here it comes.
3 versus 3 so far. They're looking for different angles. They will be able to pick one off. So 3 versus 2 now. Advantageous. Flank coming in from both a 98 and Leon. We've seen 98 pull out some clutch plays before. Can he find another one? Should be able to find the frag here. It's 2 versus 2. 30 seconds remaining in the round. 98 will be able to find the kill. He's down. It's a sliver of HP, but so is Fury. Fury and them both going to heal up a little bit now. So it's a 1 versus 1. Fury versus the 98.
Good nade. That's a very good nade. The smoke completely walls off this point. The 98 can get close.
Oh. 98, they walk past each other like ships in the night. There's Fury. Can he find the frag? He will.
That was, so 4,000 IQ from the 98. Throw out that smoke grenade, get as close as possible. Once they were that close, though, he wasn't able to find the shot. So, you know, all the planning in the world is great, but then in the chaos of the moment, he lost out. Speaking of losing out, what was the dub? Lands the shot from across the map.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Already Gun has gone down, as has Rhea. So this is going to be a real problematic hold. It's not going to be possible here. 1 versus 5. Carnatio all by his lonesome with the bomb. This one should be an easy pickup here for Machine Gun Nest, but never count him out.
No, what a drop shot. By the way, I'd kind of written that off. I was like, oh, Carnatio is going to get this back. The way you accomplish something like that is you, while ADSing and firing, manage to hold that prone button for the drop. And if you could manage all of those mechanically at the same time while keeping your fire on somebody, you are nigh on impossible to hit.
And also probably a spider person.
Probably.
Just for the amount of appendages you need to do that effectively. Currently the round is 3-4. In terms of members remaining, not points. That's 2-5.
Carnatio
now 3
playing
versus 3.
into the trailer. Does have a player right on him. Fury will be able to trade out with him. That means we're in a 2-2 scenario, but the bomb site is taken. There should be a plant over on the A side.
Fury 1 versus 2. Needs to take out both the 98 and Cute at this point. Neither of them are aggressing towards this A point just yet, but now 98 is going to be the first one to rotate. They should find each other soon. Very quickly. Pre-firing and nade right there. There's the smoke, but it won't be enough to save him. Oh, it will, actually. Fury's still alive. Cute coming in. Fury has not healed up just yet, so he will get fragged out. 26 seconds remaining to defuse. That should be no problem for Cute.
Oh!
He picks up 6 point of the round.
Oh, okay. I thought he was, like, having tech issues, but he's just emoting. Because he's a nerd. I got it. That was a really smart play on the defense from Fury. You might have noticed that he threw that smoke grenade all the way to the end of the trailer. The reason he did that was so that nobody could quick peek him from the end of the trailer, and he only had one door to worry about. And if he just sat at the back of the trailer and watched the one door, he could force them to take 1v1s with him, which he did. Unfortunately, he lost so much HP in the first 1v1 that it will be the round and the game against him for a game number 2.
Machine Gun Nest now bringing it to match point.
2-0.
A little bit worrisome here for Easy Gaming, but these are close rounds still.
Yeah. That was a very, very close map of Search and Destroy. And it does bring us to a 2-0, as you said, which means that one game is all they need. It will be on Domination, though, where I dare say Easy Gaming looked even closer.
Yeah, it was within a 20-point difference in the end. So Easy Gaming should be able to pull it up, but
by the way, check out your scoreboard for that last game. I'm really impressed by the disparity in kills between Easy Gaming and Machine Gun Nest, and how close all of those rounds were. Unfortunately, it does put a lot of emphasis on the fact that Carnatio and Wolf, who were, fun fact, the 2 players playing over on the B side of the map, kept dying real early on.
Yeah, well, when you have that 5-man push and you don't really have the capacity to have that defender's advantage, it didn't really seem to be much of a factor. That's about what I'd expect. And it's interesting as well because those are the 2 people that, given this team, I would put in that position because they were, in their first series, 2 of the top fraggers.
Mm-hmm.
You have Gunn, who's an amazing sniper, but if you're trying to defend a rush, I feel like you want just an all-around gunner. And I think Carnatio and Wolf did a fantastic job in their first series, but this time just weren't able to pull it out. So now in this third one, I want to see if they're able to return to that glory they had in their first set, because it's still a possibility that Machine Gun Nest can take this one to a 3-0.
It still very much is. Map number 3, Machine Gun Nest 1 away from the grand final, $50 US, and the title of the first official tournament winner here in Premier Gaming. The second tournament winner, but they were show matches.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How are you alive, Carnatio? He had a grenade out and 2 people ran right into his forehead. He survived the experience to go frag out and die to the 98's drop shot in the middle of the map.
98 still should be able to pull this one out. B point heavily contested. Both people have gotten their home bases at this point, which is very strong. No back capping shenanigans just yet, but it looks like Leon is trying to establish just that. The B point contended here by Carnatio. He's trying to keep an angle, but gets taken down. This point, A is going to start getting back capped rather by Leon. He's actually just snaking out. He decided against it.
Yeah, watch Wolf. In trouble here. Here's the second story over on the A side, the A side second story. That's going to give them control if things go well of the A point as well as the B point. But he's gone, and it's Gun as well, also holding that position. He falls too. Now there's nobody left. Watch how quick that B point turns.
B point flipped, as you said. 4 men were on it. Now they need to defend the B point as best they can, but Easy Gaming are not going to make it for them. But a great explosive use there will take out both defending members on the B point. Might be able to be contested there. Rhea gets taken down as well. And Machine Gun Nest are doing a beautiful job of defending this B point that they've captured so far. A lot of damage coming out from Cute, a lot of area defense as well. He has got such a beautiful angle on the enemies right here.
Yeah,
they run him with 3.
They run all out with complete control on the middle of the map. In the smoke grenades in order to make sure they can't be spammed from range, or at least it's more difficult to do that. And then they vanish into the night like ninjas. The second they've done that, the turnaround is so much more difficult. The A point will be recaptured, so the 3-cap lockdown isn't going to continue, but that's about all you can say as we wrap up round number 1. We're nearing that 50-point mark. The side switch, and it doesn't look even close. Almost double the points in Machine Gun's pocket.
Definitely a lot more dominating than the first time we saw this. I guess fitting for Domination. But you said they come in like ninjas, but they're ninjas with explosive TJ. So I kind of question the efficacy of that. But really, in this map, I can question it no longer, because 50-28 is the current score. And Machine Gun Nest are doing an absolutely beautiful job of keeping control of these maps once they're able to find it. Both teams going to be able to establish their home, rather. But B gets a quick rush there from Easy Gaming. This should allow them an early defense and an early lead.
Carnatio pretty far forward here, will go down. AK Fury trying to play defense, falls as well to the flank from the 98. And that means that C point will be challenged of all things, not the B point. Up to their old shenanigans. Machine Gun still in control.
They're going to be flipping the map from both teams, but that does take a lot of time that they can set up.
Why didn't they just get B?
Okay. Carnatio doing pretty well for the man disadvantage he's finding himself in at this point. Easy Gaming might be able to defend this B point. They do have both points captured of this.
You said his name, so I swapped to his perspective and watched him miss a full clip from the sniper tower against 2 people who weren't aiming at him.
That's rough.
Not angry, I'm just real sad. However,
rough, TJ.
He is holding that sniper tower, and that does mean that the B point is very, very difficult to retake. The sniper tower is one of the most powerful positions on the map, and this is why, unfortunately, the bullets aren't going into the other people's bodies, so he has to drop out with the purifier in order to clean up the point, which he does. Very well played by Carnatio.
Almost bringing it to a tie game. 64-71 at the moment. They still have those 2 points captured. This might be the offense the Machine Gun Nest are looking for. They will be able to find their second point of the game. They're now rushing as a 5-man squad towards that Bravo point. They want to go for the triple cap at this point, but all they need is the advantage in points per second, because they already have the raw points lead. If they can take down Rhea as well on this point, which they do, after the cap happened, sure, but they're having such a fantastic time defending this. This might just be the 3-0, TJ. It's only 15 points remaining.
This very well should be the 3-0. A triple cap lockdown. It looked like there would be an opportunity around the B point, but they overextended. And we're at 90 points and 3 maps for Machine Gun, as they have closed out the first Premier Gaming tournament presented by Tournament Kings. They win the lion's share of the prize money and the title of the first ever Premier Gaming champions.
3-0 after 3-0. Machine Gun Nest just absolutely roll over the competition in the tournament tonight, and in such dominating fashion in the second round. The first round we saw of that map, I thought it was going to be a much closer series than it was. And while the maps themselves were very close, the 3-0 says the most important information. They were still able to clutch it out under heavy fire.
Yeah. Big congratulations to Easy Gaming. I don't want to say it was easy for them, so I won't play to their brand, but I will say it looked very, very good. You could see a lot of hard work had gone into that. Machine Gun, though, were just a step above.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of their experience showed on the firing range map, because they did get the advantage of getting to play that for pretty much the entire tournament. So having prep on that map, very strong coming in for them, and you can see the results of it. You know, you have a 16-8 top fragger with Wub, this is a very interesting team for me, because you can never really call out who's going to be the top frag. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's Cute, sometimes it's 98, sometimes it's Wub, and that's the kind of strength you like to see coming in to these kind of tournaments. You need to have every player capable of popping off like that.
I always like to say that wow. Apparently I don't like to say much, Matt. I always like to say that the test of the team is their versatility. And, you know, the frags I've been talking about all day don't especially matter on a mode like Domination or Search and Destroy. What matters is how well the team's playing around each other and how well they're responding to the shifting circumstances. And we saw that throughout the day for Machine Guns. Every time they were able to set up, say, okay, here's what we're doing. Make the adjustment to their opponents, it prioritized a different part of their game. The 98 was back flanking. Wub's sniper rifle was suddenly incredibly important, but they had all those options. They had a whole bunch of different tools in their toolbox that they could pull out to present for different oppositions, and I think that's a very good sign for Machine Gun Nest.
Absolutely. Taking 3-0 after 3-0 and the tournament win. Mm-hmm. Easy Gaming and Machine Gun Nest. I hope we get to see them in the main tournament coming up.
The Big Boy Tournament. Once again, head on over to the Premier Gaming Discord, and you can sign up for the Premier Gaming Call of Duty Invitational, sponsored by Tournament Kings. It's $5 per player for the sign-up fee. There are $1,000 on the line. And if you don't think that's a big enough prize pool, then you can go home and not play in the tournament, because that's a very big prize pool. Thank you so much for watching tonight. My name's been TJ, joined by Matt, Nibiria, Clint Daniel. Anything you'd like to wrap things up with? No.
No, I actually have something, TJ.
Okay.
I had vegetarian hot pot earlier in the week. It was delicious.
Look, people, I'm a vegetarian for the context. I knew I couldn't get through a broadcast without mentioning it. And a lot of people think that really limits your options. But my God, especially with spicy food, vegetarian's not so bad.
No, there were so many options.
Thanks for that tidbit. We're going to close things out here. There are plenty more Call of Duty tournaments coming, not just the Premier Gaming one. That's what's exciting me the most. We're seeing a lot of these teams playing, many of them. I'm getting to cast a couple of them, and it's these teams being able to find the optimal strategies over the course of them that is so fascinating to watch. I hope you'll join me for at least one more Call of Duty tournament next week, as the Premier Gaming channel will return. It'll be available on their official YouTube and right here on my Twitch. That's twitch.tv/esportstj. If If you'd like to find me, I'm at EsportsTj on Twitter. Matt's at Nibiria. He's a much better Twitter follower than I am. He's, like, way funnier. But you should follow us both to grow my ego. I'll leave you one final word, Matt, Nibiria, Clint Daniel. Close us out.
Eggplant.